Turn on the music now. I have to manually transition everything right now, so let me know if it's too quiet or too loud, the music. But we're back. New year, new me. Right now I'm getting everything set up and I actually have a plan. Usually we just kind of go with the flow and kind of do everything ish, but yeah, I'll be updating the stream as we go along. So right now we're in just chatting, which is great. Also we have a lot of the stuff we're doing. So what we got planned for today is photo editing. We have some, been working on my portfolio. We will look at that. I think it's the third thing. I got a lot of like news and like stuff that I want to do with the channel. So we'll go through that. Probably that'll be our first thing we'll go through. Got more lighting. I got these little cool like light cubes, which are amazing. So there's like $20 per cube, which is a lot, but they are pretty on point. So yeah, and then we'll end up with something that we're a little bit more familiar with, UI designing, and we'll go over why we're doing only the design part and not the coding part. But beautiful. I have a little sneak peek of what we're doing, and I think I did a pretty good job for most of it. There's a couple of things we gotta work on, but yeah, so plans on what we want to do, how things went. The last 2 months have been crazy. Oh wait, next time I gotta remember to, send up notifications and stuff. But let me have this bad voice. Please. I have so yeah, things. Oh, I need to get the link for the thing. Yeah, so okay, so there's been a lot that's happened. Yeah, basically last 2 months have sucked. All my stream stuff broke down, so we have a new setup. We used to have this like half screen, just chatting screen, but now we have the full. Got a new camera, which is amazing. And yeah, computers break down on me, so I used to have like this Surface Pro here that is awful. So now we've gone for a little bit more of a repairable computer. We have a framework computer now, which is great. Last time we were streaming, I ran into a network card issue. The workaround around that is pretty much just stream on your computer. You take a lot less network bandwidth if you stream on the device dedicated, like the same device rather than 2 different ones. Which kind of throws up my plans on like kind of the designish kind of things we want to do on the stream. But I'll work that out. We'll probably still have like some of the stuff run on a dedicated computer right there, so that when we're editing softwares, it's not going like too crazy. I'm already using 50% of my GPU and like 60% of my memory, just kind of like getting this out there. So yeah, I did participate in the Advent of Code. I completed 11 days, 11 and a half days technically. Although that half day, I don't know how. I kind of like ran into the right answer with, from what I can find, a kind of like a similar, conceptually I got the same idea, but I just couldn't figure it out in the time I had allocated. I'm glad I didn't stream that. That'll go into why I am planning not to do any active coding on this stream for the upcoming future. But yeah, that was cool. I have a couple of notes, and I think the next time we stream, we will go over like all the different things and like what I liked about it, what I didn't, how I came to a certain conclusion, what my code is. So yeah, we'll do that next time. I don't think we have enough time today, and there's a lot more things I want to get involved in. I need to pull up the chat. So yeah, I also, ran a couple like personal stuff, food, holiday, or not food, sorry. I had like car repair stuff, holiday stuff to deal with, and work events and all that fun stuff. So that kind of took a lot of my time away from what I want to do streaming. So coming next December, I think I'm going to be a little bit more prepared. Last year was kind of, I don't know how to say it. It's kind of just like it was my test period. So I kind of like have a good idea of what I want to do now. Like I said, I have it more planned out. I can't show you because it's in my notebook, but on here. But yeah, so look forward to more streams. We're gonna kind of do the same, similar things, and dig deep into like what I enjoy. So I look forward to it. At least I am streaming what I would typically do on my free time, anyways. So that'd be cool. I also have, I have this camera now, right? So this is the Insta360 Ace Pro. So one of the plans I wanted to do, I also, if I can find it here. My camera bag. Yes, these things. So I got this camera here, and also I have a lavalier mic now. So I plan on doing more like recording. I want to bring you on the journey of how I get these pictures and like my thought process as I go along. I think that'll just help me develop as a photographer if I can like explain what I'm looking at and like rationalize my way through it, but also kind of like bring you guys along the ride with that too. So I plan on posting a couple of those, actually posting videos on the YouTube channel. Hi, my name is Rusty YouTube channel. But I also have a couple of like actual like sit down videos to do, or planned out. One of them is like my photography bag, and I've been doing photography for a couple of years. I took a break for college, and I just didn't do it in my dark years. So at least I wasn't active in my photography taking skills, but I've taken classes. I've ever since the beginning of high school, right? Or not even high school, even before that, I was into photography and all that. So I have a lot of videos planned on like tips and tricks and stuff. So I will be dedicating some of my time to writing those scripts out and playing those videos, but also I'm going to be writing more articles. A couple of articles I wrote didn't really pop off, but I think they're informative enough. Find that at my Medium account. What I do at work is accessibility testing and accessibility training for the developers there. So I wrote a couple of the articles to help them out, and I think they're pretty informative in that case. So I am going to continue on doing these articles. I want to try to branch out a little bit more. I'm still trying to stay in the tech side for now, because I think it's more, photography is more of a show, don't tell, but show kind of thing. It's more like there's more visuals that accompany it. So it'll be a little bit more difficult to do. But yeah, and that I'm trying to get my social game up, promote myself a little bit better, and dig deeper into the photography kind of stuff this year, or socials and stuff. So I kind of like have a better idea of like how I want to start out this year with the streaming and stuff, which is amazing. So I think we're starting out on the right foot. Which, I mean, that kind of helps out with like the kind of like, I usually have a theme of the year kind of thing. So last year was kind of like discover myself, find out what I really want to, what I enjoy. So this year is kind of more of like, more of a wellness, trying to get things on the go, get in the flow of things. So yeah, I think so far what we planned, we got to keep to it, but what we planned is doing well. But yeah, there's not much else but that. Like I said, as things go on, we're going to do more updates. Oh, I do have an announcement. I will be streaming. I'm participating in the Pirate Software Game Jam. I got to get everything set up for that, but kind of get settled, everything like that settled and all worked out. But I'll be streaming the development of that. I know like most of the live coding stuff I don't want to do, but at least the updates and all that I will be streaming, so we can have like on the channel. And yeah, I think it'll be fun. I am in a group of 4. One of us has participated in a lot of game jams. I used to participate in game jams as a high schooler, when was kind of more into the game dev stuff before going into college. College was more tech bro grind kind of mentality I kept, and not the best. For me, it's not the best. So yeah, but so we're going to be doing game jam. I'm excited. I'm going to be doing the programming sort of thing, so I'll hop onto stream, kind of like do the more like finicky details of how that's going to go. I don't want to say monotonous stuff, but the kind of stuff that would be good to watch on stream, and also doing an update. But yeah, looking forward to that. February is going to be great. We'll probably end up doing more photo editing, kind of the stuff we're doing today, incorporating more of that kind of elements. And my time in February and towards the end of January is gonna be kind of like occupied just because of work, but I don't see it affecting too much what we're doing here. We'll see. I mean, it did affect it last month. So without further ado, let's move on into photography or photo editing. And I need to do I need to adjust our tags and everything. I got everything like that. All good. This is art. Do we have photography? No, it's just, we're just gonna have to be in the art category. Alright, let's get rid of the tags for the catching up. I know that was just a lot talking about what the future as a whole is coming to, but it's good to keep. Oh, I want to be transparent with that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Flowers. Affinity. I think I'm also trying to like create a more consistent brand too. So I tried to do that and didn't do well. So I kind of try to keep it a little bit more simple. You'll see in the photo editing software, but just basically full screen editing software, camera on the corner, kind of vibe. So I have set aside approximately an hour for this. Now we're transitioned into the art category. Sweet. So let's now head over to this photo editing software. I have a couple of pictures that I want to get through. Let me set a timer for it. That way we don't go too into our other activities we got planned for today. So we have an hour and 15-minute timer. I'll just put it over here. There you go. Great. So, I have these pictures of these flowers. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this one, but these are from one of the trips I did in California. Stopped and took a couple of random flowers here and there. This one, I really like this, but you know, it kind of is a little dark. So I want to start with kind of the easier ones but like, oh, where is it? I think that one's a really good one. I think that one would be a really cool one, you know, brighten up the greens here, brighten up the yellows, kind of like, not desaturate, but like put emphasis on this vine and kind of like hide these, like get the branches a little darker and kind of boost these leaves right here. Same here, we kind of want to emphasize this tulip right here, so we kind of want to all these flowers in the background that's kind of blurred out. Maybe basically we just need to isolate the subject here, and like the focus is great, you know. So as you can see, like we pulled focus onto, I think this is a rose. I'm not sure what this is, but we pulled focus onto this flower, and yeah, so we kind of want to make this a little bit, the leaves a little bit more saturated, isolate it further from the background there. This is it is at the same saturation level. So you want to desaturate the background while like bringing out the reds of this. I think that's really cool. Putting a little bit more emphasis on these, like the water here. This one's a really good one. The same issue, you know, not issue, but you know, we want to desaturate the background a little bit more while emphasizing the subject here. I don't know, can you, well, so I am still fairly new to photo editing, Affinity Photo. I used to use, I mean, up till last year, I was using a Photoshop, right? So, yeah, I still learning. I don't know exact Photoshop. It's a one-click button, but here it's not as much. Pull this down too. This music is a little too much for me. There you go. All right, so yeah, kind of just. I think a good thing we're going to be learning today is kind of like figuring out how we can isolate the subject from the background. So in this case, like this right here, brighten up the reds here, give more clarity to this crow right here. And same here too. There is some rules that I gotta fix here. I think I need to crop off the top here in order to bring this up a little bit more. Maybe even rotate it a bit. But I'm gonna be real. I am not. This is one of the first times it's actually using this like CDR2 file, and it opened up this kind of like design photo for me. So it's kind of cool. It's more of like the Lightroom kind of style rather than a Photoshop kind of style. But let's start off with the rules of thirds. So we can probably bring this in a little bit more and bring in a little bit more of the focus into the here. I want just this dead center, you know. I think that's good. Maybe a little bit more on the top. We can do that, or we can do that. Bring that tone. Oh, geez. Okay. I think that's really cool. I think that works well because we have the petal in the center, and we have all these like flowers off from the side here, and then we still got our little like raindropped petals here and here. This is kind of like giving us a little bit more of the depth too. I think that will work well. See how like our focus kind of changes, like this is what we're focusing on, and that kind of like blends up off in the distance. Decrease saturation or really pop it. And then vibrance. Ooh, honestly. You can see more. So if I bring down the vibrance here, you can see more of like the petals there. So it might be worth it to like overlay. How would you do that? Kind of not vibing with music. Put more like hype music on this, guys. We're trying to stay with the non-copyright music so that we can drop. How about this? No, it's still like that slow vibe. We were learning to balance right here. All right. Ignition. Sure. All right, so I'm a big fan of this. I think we can. That brings up the saturation a bit more on the greens. I don't see. Come on. I don't see too much of the difference there. I love that, like, I mean, because we took out the vibrancy there, right? See a lot more of that. Dye removal, overlay gradient, overlay paint. Can you do this right here? Okay, so we have our master here, right? We take down the saturation, right? But then we go to this brush over here, and what we can do is then boost this saturation up. Oh, that's because it's the 50%. Okay. Oh, that's a bit better. I think I mean, we don't want to go as much as on the saturation as we did. What if we just kind of like Control Z, Control V it? Honestly. Um, there you go. Do the same again. We can drop the saturation, the vibrancy on this to kind of like preserve that texture there. So what we end up getting is, if we come back down and that saturation down. Hmm. Presets, right? I really want that red to pop. What the exposure? I think I had the exposure done correctly. Bring down the shadows. Yeah, okay, so you kind of like do that. That makes it pop a bit more too. I know that like the levels panels are like you need to push one color all one way, the other way, but I don't know. I'm really pleasant at the quality. I need to start taking pictures with this mode was definitely the way to go. So what I'm referring to is I edited I posted the picture, but when I was taking the Sedona picture, I took it with just the like normal definition. Like it just gives you like a JPEG picture and then edited with that. The issue with that is when you zoom in like I was doing there, it what you were seeing is this pixelation, right? But now when I'm zooming in here, I can really see like the detail and like you really get to see what the like how the flower looks, and it looks actually really wow, chef's kiss. So yeah, it's just kind of like I'm still learning my tool. Honestly, I think I had this on the setting on before and turned it off for some reason. It is what it is, right? But oh yeah, only 15 minutes. But let's see if I can push this even more. Oh, yeah. See. The highlights up and the darks down. No, right? Because we're doing this on the master. We don't want to do that. I'm just gonna do it on the regular sRG. I keep on doing that. All right, so here's the master, or here's another one that we were working at. Drop the shadows here. Boost the highlights here. I think the highlights shouldn't be as boosted. Do we want to really drop the shadows? I think we want to bring this to 0.2. All right, we're trying to make this pop. I wish you can invert its overlay. That'd be great. Instead of having to paint around it. Can I do that? Crop, gradient, overlay, erase tool. Oh, I guess yeah. Have an edge aware is nice. Ooh, okay, yeah. So if we look at the before and after, it's already way better. Honestly, dude. Look at that. Just kind of like looking at the detail from looking at the detail here compared to here. I mean, you still see the detail, but it's just better. Honestly, I think I should grab the screenshot of this. Kind of cool. You grab a Anyways, I think that'll be a social media thing. Before. I want to boost the greens on this one specifically, though. This is part of the picture. Right? So let's create another brush overlay. Let me rename these. Should be showing it, show overlay. Oh, it's edge aware now. That helps out a lot. And then our erase tool, we can go around like this. You want this to be edge aware. I think we need this to be way smaller. Not that small. Around 50. I think it's time. Cool. All right, so another cool tool I got is this drawing tablet. I can find cable for it. I think this is the cable. It allows me to do this kind of like cool detailed work without having to use my hands. So I'll get into like more detailed work of that, and then we go through here. I want this to be 50 as well. All right. And eraser. Go through here. The reason why I'm trying to be so careful is so that I'm not getting some of the background as well. All right. Grab that too. That's good. So now let's think. I want to boost the greens. We don't need to show the overlay anymore. Do we want to do more saturation? Less contrast. I want to increase the brightness. Exposure, we kind of want to bring down the back. Oh, okay, there is what I'm looking for. Yeah, let's go. All right, now we can do that for this flower too, because yellow too. Not too much, maybe around there. See how like kind of preserved a bit? Also, do that. Bring this back. Let's bring back all the levels here. That way we're kind of preserving that. We kind of just want to do the white balance. And then the highlights, drop the shadows. And I like it kind of affects their little. Ooh, that's a little fake. Come on. Honestly, I don't think we need highlights. No, we do. We're in there. Yeah, so here's our leaf. Do a little before and after action. So that's what we got before. That's what we have after. That's crazy, dude. Oh man, I love it. Yeah, okay. Now let's do the flower. Alright. So we need another overlay. You have to be on the main one in order to get tones and stuff. Yeah. Right. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. And then now let's get this pad, like this flower going, yeah? And this can be, I'm gonna want to put it at 250. Need to be drawing that, yeah? Yeah, because we got the edge protection too. So. Getting there. I think we're running out of memory. No. Yeah, we're good. Just a lot. Let's do the edges and then we'll come to the sides. That a little up. Alright. I don't want to spend too much on this flower too, by the way. I want to get at least 2 of them done within the hour. And we gotta focus, kind of like, you know how in art class or the drawing fun. I had a drawing fundamentals class at the university I went to, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to draw. I don't have like really shaky hands, so I always stayed away from drawing. The only real drawing I got to is like a very like ADHD moment was in, I think it was middle school. I would just draw Turk Twig all the time. Reset. So I on my walls as a kid. At one point, I had geez, like 20 pictures of Turtwig, and there wasn't like any different like style or anything like that. It was the same Turtwig in the same position and everything. I kind of just like went in on like drawing the same kind of like Turtwig. I got to the point where it was I would have been able to draw a Turtwig in like 30 seconds or a minute. It wasn't a great detail. Um but it was just kind of like I got very obsessed with Turtwig and then I moved on. That's kind of like how it goes. What do these buttons? Oh. Oh. I need to erase this stuff now. So we got the flower all done here. There you go. Wait. Ah, I dropped the pencil. Oh, I'm still in eraser mode. Nope. I need a heart size of 50, sir. All right, so I think that will do it. Oh, what was I drawing? I'll put this at 0. Turn on the vibrancy. We don't need any more vibrancy. And then we turn on the white balance. And we do something like that's kind of crazy. Yeah, I guess saturation is what we want. Huh. You got it. Load. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's kind of what we wanted to do. You know, we have the background that's kind of desaturated there. And then, you know, we have like the pop of the rose there. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think we can hit save on this. So, develop. I have a loading bar that says develop loading. I don't think you guys can see it, but there it is. Sweet. So I'm gonna save this. Cool. And then once that's saved, we can move on to the next one, which we have. I mean, we did in 30 minutes, so that was a good time. That's good. We made good time. And I feel confident like we can take this one. I mean that's gonna be like a lot more cropping. I really like how that's cropped, so I don't think I'm gonna be cropping that one. This one's the same. We might end up doing this one as well because I really want that like texture. But yeah, let's start here. And we'll do some, basic, drop the vibrancy, increase the saturation. And then we need to bring up the exposure. So the exposure needs to go there. Black point needs to go down like that. Ink. 10% is good. But the brightness. I think this is a good way of like increase the white point here. So from what I've learned the last picture we edited is that our base is where we start from. So we got this like now vibrant green and this vibrant yellow, which is excellent, right? So we don't want to start from nothing and then kind of work up. Kind of want to start from where we want our subject to be, kind of like, and then paint around it. So we're going to try to do that like negative paint, like the opposite of what we were doing, the kind of like negative. Probably can increase the blue here. Kind of looking at our histogram, all our picture. I think the shadow's kind of. You can move the greens over. There you go. Our top blue, so maybe our contrast can. Oh, but that kind of moves the greens. Oh, that clarity. Yo. I really like that. Look at that. Yeah, okay. I want to move that. What's causing that right there? You move everything to the right without trying to touch the wall. It's like this kind of like balancing act. So what I'm trying to do right now is there's these peaks right here, right? What I'm trying to do is make these kind of peaks here, not touch the wall, and I'm trying to make this right here not touch this side of the histogram. I have no clue how to read that. What the? I still have a lot to learn. Oh, it shows you where I autofocused in order to get this picture. That's kind of crazy. Oh man, this is great. All right. Yes. Oh, we can do the curves. Okay. So it's our blue curve. That's kind of. Is it just kind of like that? Oh man, I don't know what's causing that. um, let's go back to the basics. Hmm. I think it's fine, honestly. It doesn't look bad. We can probably adjust these right here. We're just trying to like make it so we don't lose any information, I guess, in color wise. I don't think we will. It's gonna be painted like all that detail. And let's desaturate the background there. Yeah, we don't want that vibrancy. I don't think we do. Tones, black and white. No. Okay, you can do. Hmm. Kind of. Right now. I'm just playing with these Lightroom masks while my computer is struggling. It is burning up. No, we don't need this. Is it? Honestly, I like the lens vignette. I'm not gonna do that. Alright, well, alright, whatever. Let's create that overlay. You know, we gotta show. We gotta make it edge aware and show overlay. What the? Alright, try again. So it works now. What the? Let me turn off the music. It's a lot quieter. There you go. I have to listen to it. You gotta. All right, so what I try to do there is, I mean, 500, that's right. It's because, no, it's just lagging. All right, let's do Edgeware off. I found out why, guys. The drawing tablet it's off. So I go up. What the? This is left, this is right, this is up. That's like it's showing the right information. What? Why is it doing that? Oh, it's rotated. There you go. All right, let's get. So this is how I actually took the picture. You know, vertical format. We'll rotate it afterwards. Still getting used to increase the hardness. Just get the main spots right now. Where are you right now? All right, kind of fill in the big spaces here. And basically what we're doing is the negative approach. Now we need Edgeware. Where we kind of try to fill in the background of this, our subject here, which is this lemon branch. And try to make it not as visible, which I think is probably a better approach. If you really like think about it. The reason why I say that is when you're trying to make your kind of pull out the subject, there's a chance you can like create artifacts at the edge where, I mean, it's the same, right? It's the same edge, but oh, we'll brush there. What you're editing is kind of like you don't want them to see it, so it's kind of all right in that situation. But yeah, okay, let's we're at the point. And get this right here. Clean that up later. Get in, like, the hard part though for this is that you have to like try to get in between every branch. So we want to go through as much the big brush as much as possible to do that. The thing is that if we do get the subject, it's kind of like, I mean, we're desaturating it. We're not adding saturation, so we can't be as sloppy. But and you know, some of this is not necessary, but it'll make for a more consistent image. And then now we can go for a small 450. Now I can be a little bit more liberal with our brush strokes because we're not going to see much of the artifacting. I love this pen. That's water. I want to grab that. Grab this right here. That. Alright, grab the edge of this leaf right here. Or go with that side. Grab this right here. Alright, yeah, this is kind of like a boring part of it. So before I got this drawing tablet, the way I'd have to do something like this is, let me show you something here. I have a trackball. That's not really, it's not even like a top one where it's like, it kind of sits like that, where the ball is vertical. It's one of the horizontal, like, awful design ones. But for the most part, what I do for a living and what I like hobby-wise, it's good. But it's specifically when you're like adding overlays and stuff, it sucks. So I'm really glad that I have this pen. It's also really cool, like, to feel like I'm quite literally drawing on my photo, and it's making it better. So it kind of like, it's that kind of novelty as well of like that sense of hand drawing your own artwork. That is this certain sense of accomplishment that brings. Like, quite literally, I put it feels like there's more effort put into it, even though it's probably the same amount of effort, if not less, because it takes a lot more work to use that trackball than it does to kind of draw it in. But it's a little bit more personal, so it's all fun. I love that feel of that, like, focus. You know, I got that lemon kind of blurred out. Nope. That's unfortunate. I wish I had a little stronger machine to do this, but that's... I mean, we're streaming off... Typically, I wouldn't struggle as much as it is now. Because I'm quite literally streaming to 2 different platforms at right now. So it has some code for both, right? So... being put to its work, for sure. But I really like this framework. The whole reason I had to get a new laptop is, one, you can't really upgrade it. So I was running, I mean, Edge just takes so much processing power nowadays. So I had to get a bigger memory just so I can use the browser. But also, I mean, it's kind of nice just having something a little bit more powerful. What I was doing before is a remote desktop machine. So you can get what's called a mini computer for about like $300, which is, in terms of computers, isn't bad. Actually, it's pretty good. And it comes with like Windows 11 Pro. So you don't have to even pay for the extra licensing and stuff that... Basically, you're paying for like a $200 computer. Which is great, because it's also like plug and play. It's a really nice like experience. But I mean, it's less powerful and you're putting a lot of resources towards that remote desktop, so we can't really do like any color accurate or detailed work. Like I wouldn't, for example, I wouldn't really be able to see the details on this lemon just because imagine kind of just like watching a YouTube video where you would typically watch it at 1080p or at 4K. Instead, you're watching it at like 720p or I probably can. I think there can be more keybinds that are used here. And then we're going to have to go through. Nope. I'm not even going to try. 50 seems to be good. Edgeware? Yeah. Probably can put zoom on one button on this pencil and then space on the other, or Z on one, space on the other. Kind of make it a little bit better to use. 50. Goal is just kind of like hide this brush. Do it small batches at a time. That way we're not deleting the whole thing. Go. If we don't hide this brush stroke, it will be visible in our final product. And then another erase tool. but if I find zoom to it, I don't have to switch over to my computer all the time. And I can just kind of like use the pen here. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate like crazy. Get all these small details here. That's for. Don't see that. Don't look at that. Not yet. I think that's good. All right, so my pencil. What I'm gonna do is kind of just like bring down the saturation a bit. So this is 0 saturation. Kind of looks dope. Honestly, let's do it. I don't. So it does look dope. I think there's a little bit more work we can do with our brush there, but yeah, like around here we didn't really get too well around here a bit. We did do a good job around here, so yeah. Let's turn the overlay back on, right? And instead of that, oh, I guess we can. So kind of like the story behind this lemon tree here is this is a lemon tree from Dad's backyard about, and this photo was taken in the summer. Oh, I froze. So yeah, in the summer of 2024, so last year now, new year. Details here. I took this picture, a couple of these pictures, so a pretty good gardener. Get some of that. Oh. I don't care to be want to be that messy. Nope. I'm just trying to get that like haloing effect that we had earlier. Huh. We need to go through and like clean up this area over here. And this isn't really needed. There's no like background, especially like when we're dealing with like this tree over here. Definitely needed. But here, good there, around the lemon branches and where there's a little background there. This would be a good software to have macro. We should probably, yeah, that works. We'll come back and fix that here in a second. So from the amount of effort I'm putting into this, I don't think we're gonna be able to finish that crow one today. So we'll push it off till tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next time, and move on to our next thing after this, which is ironically kind of something similar. And we're gonna be making a Monstera plant in a design. I've been working on my portfolio recently because, I mean, for the past 10 years I've been trying to be a developer, and I think having a good updated portfolio with like good tech and clever idea will help me out with that. I mean, it's not been all for naught, right? I feel like I would have given up already, but been a good search. But yeah, I kind of want to work on the portfolio a bit before I leave at least. We have that UI stuff too I plan to do. And then after the stream, I could also put the chapters up on the YouTube stream. So we got to do that a bit as well. So I gotta, what time is it? It's 9 o'clock. I gotta end stream in 2 hours so I can go to bed by midnight. I live in Phoenix. No, my pen. But without further ado, let's see how it looks. That's much better. I think there's still a little bit of haloing here. So instead of 50. It should probably be 100. There you go. Now we can kind of like quite literally paint on this is what I was talking about with the haloing. Kind of see like the original color bleed in this way. That's why I was kind of hesitant on doing a black and white background, but it fits so well. How can I not? And at least with this, we can minimize that kind of like hailing effect like right here. And we got this one right here, and then I think that's it. Always with the darkest portions of it too. Okay. Any more? I don't think so. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's rotate it to the proper orientation. Oh. I got a notification. I was just saying Felix. So let's look at the before and after. Oh, I kind of messed up the before and after. All right. There you go. All right, so this is what we ended up with. Do I need to fix anything because of that backtracking? Yeah, I do. Fix this. Delete that. One brush. All right, so let's fix that. Any more healing around? Oh. Oh yeah, we had some up here. All right. There you go. You around here. Oh, but I think we did a pretty good job with this side. Sweet. Let's move it back to what our position is. Get a before and after. Look at that. We've quite literally popped it out. Oh man, that's so beautiful. You know, we got more texture. Got, you know, we focused our subject. We got more lemon. And we did it in, oh, we're like 2 minutes. So yeah, we did it just in time too. So excellent. You know, let's put the pen away. Turn off this. And yeah. That's that's crazy. Ah, man. I would have that in my house. All right, well, want to save this one as well, so let's develop that. You can still get the before and after. No. Oh, yeah. You don't. That's all right. That's fine. Next time. Oh, but it would have been so good. Can we go back? No, because we developed it. Oh, dang. All right, well. Good to know. Let me save this. So it's this right here. The develop persona is what we using. It's just got classic like black and white background to that color pop. Really like it. And here's a more desaturated background. Pop red. I think the same thing would be here, you know. Ooh. You isolate this right here, do that, and do another like black and white, you know. Have this right here that comes out. Trim the top here so it kind of like touches a bit. Kind of like fills the frame. It could work. That would be great. Next time. But for now, what we're going to do is kind of move on. So let's close this out. Let me open Designer. This is what I was working on for the stream. Don't need it anymore. And here's what I've been doing with my portfolio. So, actually I need to switch over the titles. I opened the wrong one. Art, and then we gotta switch over the tags. We'll probably just go back and just chat while I do this. And also I am going to be taking a break before we move on to the next thing, because it's been an hour and a half and it's a good place to take a break. We're halfway done. We've gone through 2 things. So yeah, we're tags. This should will also be approximately an hour. I'll go into more detail when I get back. So see you guys in a second. Just in time. Hello, hello. How you guys doing? Let me turn on the music again. So yeah, I just hi. Yeah, I just got some snacks, you know. Grab some water. Make sure everything's good downstairs. But these like cheap plastic cups. Everything breaks in our house. But it is what it is. I turned on the YouTube live stream. And just so it doesn't turn on, my computer doesn't turn off. But yeah, I updated the title. So that should probably give you a hint on what we're going to be doing. But yeah, let me move us over to designer. So I am trying to go for like a retro-futurism kind of like style. You ever heard of the game American Arcadia? I love a game. Love that game. It's kind of like a story. How would I describe it? Oh yeah. You also might notice I kind of had to turn off the lights for now. I can probably turn them back on. They're also in standing mode. So that will. There you go. Our lights are back on. They were almost out of charge, so they would turn off anytime. So I also had to charge that over the small break, but yeah. Getting back to what I was saying. If you ever heard of the game American Arcadia? It's such a weird game. It's like it has a called retro-futurism, kind of like the Epcot Center at Disneyland, or the Land of Tomorrow or Epcot Center at Disney World and the Land of Tomorrow at Disneyland. It's kind of like the optimistic future of like what can be, you know, like hover cars, and it's like that saturated color palette, and it's like the kind of like that like old boxy technology, you know, this you can see like the computer mixed in with the like flowy design of like architecture at the time. It was kind of like I think it was happening, it took place like right before brutalism. When did brutalism happen? No. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was right after brutalism. So it's kind of like no, they're just kind of like clashing themes. Where it's kind of like you can kind of think of it like dystopian versus like the bleak outlook on life compared to the not so bleak outlook on life, like the optimistic future, kind of like seeing like what the life is like, because it was kind of like happening like after the atomic bomb. So you know, everyone's like, we're gonna end during the Cold War, so everyone's like not too like, they didn't know if it was gonna happen, but it also was kind of happening where like computer revolution was happening and all that. Kind of taking like that. The reason why I'm bringing this up, I'm trying to take that retro futurism kind of look. I think it's called Meet the Jetsons or something like that. Yeah, this kind of look, you know. This is an old cartoon. I think it was the 60s. Kind of taking that look. Also kind of getting like getting inspirations from this kind of game, you know. It's like kind of like that line 70s, 80s, nuclear family kind of style. It's kind of cool how it's kind of like plays. So they kind of like to have that like retro-futurism kind of look, but also it kind of like counters to that kind of like dystopian future. So it's one. I mean, obviously it's one style, but it's one style, but it's kind of like it plays into like the aesthetics of both of them, determining, you know, like how the story is. And you have to play the game if you want to find out how that works. But it's really good. But the reason why I want to do that is kind of like I think it'd be really cool to have that like retro futurism look. So this is everything I've done on. I think I did this on the 2nd. Calendar's not popping up. So I did this all in one night. So we got the chair, the desk, like I got like basics, you know, this shelf right here needs to change. We got the radio, kind of like beachy, Volkswagen themed radio. This icon, I think I was gonna have to change too, but you know, this kind of like the idea is that you land onto this page. There'll be like a help icon here, a list icon here, but like the idea is that you interact with the item. So if you want to go to finding more about like my technical expertise and stuff, you click the computer, or I can have it so like the computer is like you can have another way to navigate. If you want to learn more about me, you click this right here, you know, the picture frame, and it'll show you more about what more about me, my story, and all that. You know, pick books, and it'll show you like my articles and all that fun stuff. And you know, we add a bunch of stuff that does stuff here. Also, I kind of want to add a little more action. So you know, when you have sound enabled, this will have like sound notes playing out of it. And yeah, I think it'll be creative, fun, you know, kind of like the office-y corporate environment, where it's like cubicles. In this case, I opted to a desk in the corner of the wall. I think it was the easiest way I can figure out how to do that. So I have this like wall here. I don't think this chair makes much sense being where it is. Probably just transform horizontally and then kind of move it over here. Probably do that. Throws off the balance of everything, but you know, they'll throw something. Oh, we have an icon. We'll have an icon here, so it'll be fine. So you know, you got your chair. It's always like that one chair that's kind of like barely fits under the desk. So we have that there, and what we're going to end up doing today is this bad boy. We're not going to do the pot, partly because I don't think we will need to fit the pot in there, but also we can over add a little bit more symmetry into the scene. Also, we kind of want to look at a bit more futurism, retro-futurism kind of pot. So yeah. I do have a color palette. I'm not kind of picking random colors. So if we go over to Figma, this is the color palettes I have. So it was based off of the Capuchin color palette, and I kind of just expanded it from there. So there's the 100 here, I think up to Oh, it might be just all these colors. So this is the mocha color. It's one of the themed colors, and this is the latte colors, and then this is the mocha color grayscale. So I kind of took the range of the two, and then I kind of searched for colors that would fit this like pastel theme. So I think I did a pretty good job. You know, the olive and the dark purple don't really fit on the darker scale, and these don't really fit. They're a little too light. Actually, I think the mocha and the olive fit well, because there's not that much of it, but this is way too much. I think if this was here, then that would be great, but I can fix it later. So this is the color palette we're working from. We'll be working using this dark green here. It's just the same dark green I've used here on this. Oh, yeah. So we might actually want to use this vibrant green because it looks a little bit more vibrant. And then we'll use the more darker green. I feel like... Anyways, we'll figure it out. You know, it's a vector drawing, so we can change colors if we need to. And yeah, so kind of like going off this, how this worked is I got the form of it, started drawing, like figuring out where I should follow with like the lines and stuff. I put lines where it needs to be, and eventually I got to the form with how we ended up. So yeah, but let me stretch. Oh, that's good. Yeah, let's but it's not as interesting as it might seem. So basically we're just gonna be drawing every single one of these leaves. But fun. I'm not dreading this at all. I usually end up putting my pin into smart mode so that I just have to kind of like follow it. So this is kind of like one area, and we just kind of follow, just kind of trace the plant. So I found this asset online. It was just a picture of Monstera, so I don't think it's anything too significant. And once we get the rough sketch of how we want this Monstera to be, it's more of like a vector collage, right? With how the things turned out, but you know, it is what it is. So let me trace this plant, and that is a point, so we kind of just turn it into a point by holding Alt. Crazy how we just gotta be careful. We can in there. I'm just kind of following the lines here. Once we get the form, we can start adding, you know, the different colors and stuff. I think actually we should probably do that. That's another that. I think let's trace the leaf out. As the stems are more not as part of the form, it's more like own entity. You understand what I mean. This is more one fluid curve, so we can get bigger lines. Less point. That. Like that. Oh, it always does that. When it turns red, that means it like stopped for some reason. I haven't really figured out why it does that. But sometimes I just hit undo and try again. It's not that big of a deal. There we go. So now that we have a form, we can assign it a color. So how I usually do that is I go over here. I'll hold this. This is gonna not fit on the page completely, but that's all right. Oh, it crashed. Dang. No. Well, I'm hoping that we don't have to redo that again. Open recent. That's unfortunate. All right, let's add the color into it from the beginning. Yeah, the dark green has darker green, so let's go with that. Cool. Grab the pen again, smart mode, that, and we'll do it again. Usually at the curve, you want to put at least 1 point at the apex of the curve. So if you kind of think of it as like an arch in a way, where the cornerstone of the arch would be is where you at least want 1 point. Typically, the more rounded it is, well, okay. If it's a more towards a sphere, then you want a point at what would be like the base of the arch and one at the cornerstone. So it'll form a round, like sphere, like object. However, nope, we messed up there. I like to put one, if I'm not exactly sure where it's going, put 1 point in the middle. In just like that situation. But yeah, so if you have more of like an oval kind of shape that you're kind of you have to deal with, then you kind of want to put, say it's like a oval kind of like that. You want to put one at the cornerstone, one about right here, kind of where that, like, you can kind of think of it as like 2 spheres. So you can put one where like the smaller sphere would start and one where the bigger sphere start, and it will shape that kind of like oval shape. So kind of like something like that. And then when you're the less accurate you are with this shape, like where the actual points need to land, then the more wonky it's gonna look. If that makes sense. But yeah. But it kind of helps when you're like using this kind of smart pen tool. You can see how like there's could be like a sphere right here, a huge one. I kind of want to put a point there. Kind of like follow the shape. And then we want to put one there because there's a sphere here. Follow that. And then there's you can get too prevalent of a shape. So I would, for example, I would not move that there. Right. This one's a little too, this should be like right here. And sometimes it's just trial and error, you know? Sometimes you just make some happy mistakes. Yeah, sometimes you just make happy little mistakes. Quoting Bob Ross. So, like, when you, there is some like thought that goes into it. I'm not just kind of like spamming the tool. Sometimes I am, because I don't really care too much. And then do that. There you go. And then now we can invert the color. And we get our first first leaf. But alright, let's invert the color again so we can get these little details. We have our little things here. Probably go. And like that. Like so. Now it's kind of like if you put the point lower than the second point in the curve, it's like this bumpiness too. You just gotta be careful about that. I kind of like it, kind of like, oh no, it gotta shape, it's gotta go up, and it does, but that's not where it needs to go. Go up like right there, and put one right here. Let me put one right there, one over there, and then it kind of straightens out. You know. So one of the dangers of kind of like having the 2 points and trying to like bend it with the third point later on doesn't work most of the time. I've never really had any good luck with it. So yeah. There you go. Want one there, the apex of that. Right there. Yeah, it's a lot of focus. In this case, I think it might be worth it to bend the curve with the third one. because of how weird it, like it's more on the art side, you know. There you go. Works out well. In this, we're just going to use the circle tool. Nope. Control. Yeah. What do I? Oh, it's control. There you go. All right, so why do we do that? Basically, when we select, oh, gotta lock the plant. Basically, when we select all this right here, we can go to the shape builder tool, which is our S, and we have a leaf in our little circle here. It's a little too perfect. You're too perfect for me. We don't have to follow the guidelines exactly, you know. We're going from a pixelated medium to a not pixelated medium. There you go. So there's our Monstera leaf. Wow. Now we just invert the color. Go up here. We hit enter. Should be one shape now. If I do that, there you go. All right. I had to hit enter before I could have done anything. So yeah, let's look at how this is comparatively. Yeah, you can delete that now. It's pretty good, you know. It's pretty accurate to what is being shared there. And this is a darker leaf. We don't want to go completely on the like darkest, because I think yeah, we can do that. Except we don't want to trace all these vines, right? So now I want to do the one vine for now, or the one stem for now, and then we can do the rest when we're done with the rest of the leaves. So kind of continuing on here. So grab that. We just kind of follow the stem. Pretty simple. And go all the way into the pot. And then what we do here is we go, you know, 3-point stem. I think that's pretty accurate. And then there should be a width tool. I haven't used it yet. No, it wouldn't be in there. This tool? No. Ah, there it is. So now we kind of just take this right here and bump that up, and it kind of gives us our little gradient here, and then we shorten that a little, and it gives us like a width that's like bigger at the bottom than it is at the top. Not too noticeable, but it's a little detail that goes a long way, and I always do that. So yeah, that's how we do a stem here. We don't want this color though. I don't. That'd be a good color for our stems. I'm gonna swap it for that one. And we make sure that this is underneath plant. I think we'd probably go a little darker. Probably afford to go a little bit darker. There you go. So if we, for example, if we put this into our like normal scene here, come on. So mean, put that into our normal scene, you know. So it'd be just like the one leaf. And we don't need two of them. Behind the desk, you know. It looks pretty, it fits in pretty well. So, yeah. Now let's do it for all these. I probably will do two different ones here. These will, even though you can't really distinguish between the two right now, it'll look very different because we'll be using two one-step colors away. So this will probably be like a 700 and this will be a 600. So we should be able to distinguish the two. So we have to do each one differently. We can't just do the same one. And then after we're done with the leaves, we have to go back through and actually this might be a 2-stream project. Looking at the time now, and it's been so let's do all we can. I have a timer. You have like 30 minutes left. I got a timer set. I'm gonna sit that down. I really want to get this done. That's the thing, right? There's so much that goes into it. I really want to get it done. But this is a more complicated item. I want to proceed then. I think it's a way to proceed in this situation is I'll probably do a couple on stream, a couple of leaves, and then probably end up finishing it not tonight, but oh, there's two there. Before the next stream, so we can focus on another object. You know, big projects aren't really like stream friendly. I've come to realize. It's because, you know, it requires a lot of attention span and stuff. So yeah, kind of going forward. I think this will be a more of an update kind of project. We'll do things here and there, but yeah. Well, let's get started though. Also, my computer is kind of going vroom. No, show as a whole one. Kind of making it up as it goes. I can't really distinguish between the two. It goes out here. From what the gradient looks like. Over here. There you go. So we're going to use the same color as this, so you know. Cool. There you go. Oh, go back to 0.5. Now we start again. Kind of guessing where it's gonna be. Kind of like overlap each other. Good thing we're like kind of getting the harder ones out first. It's not as much of a drag. It is now 10 o'clock. I can tell because I have a light that changes over in my room. I saw it change. I think another good video is that, now kind of like thinking about it, another good video that would be good to do on my own time is devlog videos. How I kind of like the updates videos I plan on doing on stream, or the update streams on like coding and you know the UI stuff. There's a YouTuber actually I listen to for web design. Called Hyperplex, I think it's called. He's a really he does a lot of work. You know, some of it is admittedly done using we kind of screwed up. Oh, right here. It should have been me, not him. Just merge the two. No, you don't have as many. The circles. Oh, we can probably just go. One of the nice things about doing the Monstera too. Nope. Dang. One of the nice things about doing the Monstera too is there's sometimes it's just a bunch of circles. That, you know, rotate it along the axis that I'm with. Come on. Sometimes it just doesn't help out. Like that. But there you go. And then you have this one right here. I'm not even going to do that. You have this one right here. And then catch it when it turned red. I want to include this as one little thing. There you go. Oh, cool. These three are one. Here. These three are one. There. And now we can fill that in. Sweet. 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 There you go. And now we can fill this in. And we should probably pick another color. Or filling in the stroke. Not the other way. This needs to be below. There you go. Now we got the two over there done. Else we could probably, no, we probably should do the pot normally. I think it'd be cool. We might want to add shadow or something in the background, maybe not. So basically what we have to do is the interactable items are audio, about, games, because I think I want to start making web games, socials, blog, photos. I think that's it. But yeah, all right, on to the next. Red of Doom. You can also just spam points too. If you like spam enough points. Oh, if we mix the different grains together, that would look really cool actually. It'll kind of like give some leaves that pop. The others kind of like more like kind of struggling to survive kind of vibe. No. Come on. There you go. And also, like, there's a tendency to want to do this perfect. There's really a reason to do this perfect. I mean, you're like kind of designing after nature. Nature isn't perfect. There's a lot of differences and stuff. So like by not focusing on perfection, I'm making something unique, and I'm kind of using this as a boilerplate. But all right. I started following a different leaf. You don't want to do that. Is there 2 leaves here? Dang, dude. I wasn't paying attention. It looks the same. All the way back up to here. It looked the same. No, Google, please. That's why it looks so weird. I was like, I'm not gonna design on. And that's because we don't need to. It's gonna go like that. No, you failed me once again, sir. You're one plant now. In the middle and then over. Has a little bit more organicness to it. In the middle and then over. Here you go. Nope. Red is bad. Don't care about that one. Over there. There you go. Let's go. It's not the first time I've designed a Monstera. You probably see one on my website, my portfolio now. Yeah. So I've designed a Monstera before, right here, but they look like just big giant. What's it called? The cattail reeds or fish? Yeah, cattail reeds. But and also I try to be like, I don't know why I decided to like do no color. It's extremely boring. And it pops a red. I don't know why. I know why. I try to be a little bit more ADA compliant since that's what I do for a living. But fun fact: if you're trying to do ADA compliance, don't do black and white. If you there's some people who get migraines over doing that, looking at like pure, like really high contrasted items. Hmm. Oh, sorry. So you need to, like, it is better to have the very like higher contrast items than lower ones. Like this, it just gets encapsulates more people. But if you are able to, you should probably go hit that like middle spot. It's like a not like 15/1, but like a 7, something like that. I think the maximum that you need to hit, like for the minimum, is a 4/1. Like this is like a ratio of lightness values. So yeah. Oh, all right. There you go. We did 3 reads. I didn't start my timer. No. Oh. I'm gonna invert that for now. Yeah. I mean, we gotta get the holiness. This is where the shape builder tool comes in clutch. I forgot to get this right here because I couldn't see it. Come on. There you go. Now we can get this right here too. Go. Yeah, that works. All right, now we can grab all that. And other two. Nope. I'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. Yeah. And when we invert it, we should see all the holes. Let's go. Mm-hmm. This is a fairly complex one. I'd say as complex as this because of the little holes and stuff. But then, I'm not even done with the computer. The computer has no keyboard. I just refuse to make a keyboard right now. Keyboards are awful. Hey, bub. Alright. The rest were pretty easy. Probably add like a little bit of yellow here. Not break the illusion, but someone wanted to join us. Hey, bub. I'm gonna do that. So we have looking at this. What we have to do is something like this, right? Little tilt. Can't get any darker. That's the thing, because that's dark as it goes. Could be. So what we can probably do is say that this here is the dark. No, it doesn't look right. What happens if we just do this? There you go. I got someone who wants my attention so bad. Well, I did start a little late, so and planning didn't go so well. This doesn't look correct. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ignore it and work on this either on a later date or during this week sometime. Probably during this week sometime, because this is a lot of work for something that's supposed to be on stream. I have a feeling that that's gonna happen a lot. We'll end up doing the UI stuff next time, and we have more photos to edit. We know that takes about like 30 minutes per photo, if not 45. Oh, 45 safe. So yeah, I'm gonna head out. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.